Most people search for fulfillment by looking outside themselves. Our modern world has conditioned us to think that external accomplishments can satisfy our deepest desires. Yet time and again, we discover that nothing from the outside can fully quell that inner yearning for something more. We often chase what seems perpetually out of reach, throwing ourselves into activity rather than simply being. In a state of constant thought and ever-changing sensations, we struggle to imagine true calm. Stillness, however, can only be achieved when we embrace an inner joy and understanding that no external pursuit can offer. The Bible tells us, "Be still and know that I am God." This ancient text offers more than theology. It grants access to deep spiritual and psychological wisdom that can transform us. At its heart, the Bible is about ascension. When we move beyond literal readings, it becomes a symbolic guide to rediscovering our true essence. By seeing Jesus' teachings through this lens, we gain a clear roadmap to unlocking our divine potential. Christ consciousness, often dismissed as merely historical or religious, reveals itself as a path to our spiritual transformation. According to the insights of William Donahue, who reinterprets the Bible uniquely, every individual embodies Christ as long as they let this divine presence emerge from within. If we trace the origin of Christ, we return to the term Christos, or Christus, meaning anointed. This word signifies an ideal truth that enters the human mind to transform our flawed nature. The notion of incarnation derives from carnal, referring to our baser qualities, the physical aspects of our being. In John 1:14, we learn that the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, illustrating how divine essence can take on a tangible form. Jesus taught that the kingdom is not something to be sought outside, but lies within each of us. He advised us to focus on the single eye and to look inward, warning that neglecting our inner vision causes us to lose the key to true treasure. In Matthew 6:21, we are told that where our treasure is, so will our heart be. This treasure is not a collection of tangible items, but represents everything we hold dear. Similarly, in Matthew 7:14, Jesus explains that the path to this inner kingdom is narrow and found by few. By engaging in meditation and elevating our consciousness, we open ourselves to the kingdom of God inside, leading us to salvation, to the discovery of the light, the source of all power. That inner switch, once activated, radiates light and freedom, liberating us from the confines of doctrines, institutions, and organized beliefs. Instead, we are urged to follow the light within, recognizing it as the most precious treasure in existence. Jesus, whose given name was Yeshua, did not incarnate merely to display his greatness. He came to remind us of our own inherent magnificence. His message was that the divine, the Christ within, resides in each of us. By connecting with this inner divine essence, we can become one with it. As Jesus stated in John 10:34, "Isn't it written in your law, I said you are gods?" In this way, Jesus conveyed that salvation can be attained by invoking our divinity rather than searching externally. There is no divine presence apart from us. It is already within, the supreme, beautiful I, the essence of our divinity. When we connect with this power, dormant aspects of our mind begin to awaken, pulsating with fresh ideas, understanding, wisdom, and freedom. This inner transformation gradually spreads, influencing the world around us. Ascension, in its truest sense, marks the shift from an unawakened self to an enlightened one. It is a transition from passivity, ignorance, helplessness, and unawareness into a state of active, self-aware, conscious, reflective, and self-responsible being. In the Gospel of Matthew 16:24, Jesus instructs his disciples that if anyone wishes to follow him, they must deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow him. This profound teaching illustrates that embodying the mind of Christ, the divine power capable of manifesting all things, requires the renunciation of the self. It is about crucifying and eliminating every negative thought we harbor about ourselves and our attachments. We must confront and overcome every self-limiting belief that blocks the path to our true divinity. It is essential to let go of notions like, "I can't," "I'm not capable," or "I don't deserve it," and instead adopt empowering beliefs such as "I can" and "I am capable." In this light, Christ, or our inner divine essence, symbolizes the infinite potential of our true divine nature. When we use phrases like "I cannot," we resist the inherent divine capacity within us. Therefore, we must rise above the negative programming that holds us back, for many identify too strongly with their lower, limited aspects. Jesus' teachings remind us to deny our limited selves, embrace our cross, and follow him. As he said, "As you have believed, so let it be done for you." Matthew 8:13. We already possess everything within our essential being, a being inseparable from us, complete even when we are unaware of it. Our true power lies in this ever-present, complete essence that connects us unbreakably to the divine creative force, always ready to manifest into beautiful forms and positive circumstances. Yet, the forces that govern the world often keep us anchored in low vibrations by confining us to the material plane. Institutions and systems have been established to keep us humble, teaching us from childhood that we are sinners and conditioning us to accept this identity. They ensure that even after death, we remain attached to our lower three chakras. According to ancient philosophies, even when our minds and souls detach from the physical body of Earth, we may still cling to certain emotions or material desires, be it food, sex, or possessions. These attachments persist after death, anchoring us to the lower astral realms. If our consciousness remains fixated on materialism and negativity, we continue to experience these low vibrations, effectively creating a personal hell in the astral plane. Consequently, we might find ourselves reincarnating into the material world again if we have not prepared for life beyond death. To break free from this cycle, it is crucial to detach from external distractions. That is why we are manipulated into becoming addicted to social media, entertainment, and other stimulants that keep our focus locked on the root chakra, representing our animal nature and material existence. Instead, we need to rise above this and let our minds govern over matter, recognizing that we are not just physical bodies, but eternal essences of consciousness. Our purpose is to free ourselves from a solely animal identity and to awaken to our undying divine consciousness. In simple terms, imagine the divine essence descending from the brain, the Father's house, into the solar plexus, where incarnation takes place, symbolized by the manger. The crucifixion of our five senses metaphorically sends this Christ essence back to the Father's house, or the pineal gland. This symbolizes the idea that the temple of God resides within us. Like children in a womb preparing for birth into heavenly realms, we, upon realizing that there is a world beyond our mother, begin to move and seek expression in the external world. Once our minds acknowledge the existence of realms beyond this one, they also seek a means of rebirth to transcend the boundaries of this world. In Gnostic traditions, the cross is seen as a symbol of the intersection between the spiritual and material realms. It represents the point where divine knowledge becomes accessible, allowing us to transcend the material plane and return to our source. The cross is where God and man meet, where our upper and lower aspects align, where masculine and feminine, the sun and the moon, or the left and right sides of our body find equilibrium. It symbolizes the balance of all our parts, centered in the heart. Living from the heart means harmonizing our chakras, as the heart is the center of balance between good and evil, a balance that strengthens our connection to our true cosmic intelligence. This is why many depictions of Jesus show him pointing to the heart, as it represents the balance of male and female, positive and negative energies. To live from the heart, one must align and unify all chakras within that center. Often referred to as the 7 seals in the Bible, chakras are energy centers that, when in balance, deepen our connection to our inner self. The body then reflects both the lower and higher aspects of ourself, the lower in terms of physical needs like sex, food, and power, and the higher in wisdom, intuition, and expression. The mind serves as the bridge between the soul and the body. If we allow it to focus only on physical desires, we remain bound to lower vibrational energies, trapping our soul in the physical realm. To rise above, we must balance and connect with the higher energies of heaven by keeping an open mind and expanding our consciousness beyond the stars and the ethereal barrier. We must vibrate at a frequency higher than this world, letting our consciousness extend well past the physical. Our soul generates electromagnetic energy, and when we confine our consciousness solely to the physical realm, that energy is used in the astral realms. The mind, which influences the astral domain of imagination, can inadvertently manifest negative entities, reflections of our wounded ego, created through our emotions and thoughts. These entities become obstacles on the pathway to our true divine essence. By transcending negative emotions, traumas, envy, greed, and judgment, we free ourselves to achieve our highest potential and align with our true divine nature. The message is clear: change your perspective and let go of harmful self-concepts and attachments. Many might wonder how to do this, as the rational mind always seeks a method. But your subconscious responds to desire. Wanting is power. What truly matters is the decision to discard all negative beliefs about yourself and the world immediately, right here and now. Perhaps the most remarkable element of this teaching is that you are not the one transforming your mind. It is the mind of Christ within you. The divine power within will carry out the change, but first you must firmly commit to the process. Once that decision is made, you will find the strength needed to succeed, and the methods and paths will reveal themselves through your commitment. You and the Christ within are united as one. This represents a crucial paradigm shift. Recognize that Christ's power originates from within, not from without, and that it works through your own decisions. Are you truly willing and determined to shed the negative aspects of yourself? The time will inevitably come when you must put this into practice. It is your destiny, whether you like it or not, to know God. And to know God is to know yourself. When you understand yourself, you understand the universe and its energies, and you come to know the divine. All ancient philosophies echo this truth. Ignorance clouds our understanding. The very ignorance embedded in our evolution prevents many from realizing the profound truth that God and Christ dwell within our own consciousness. It is up to you to decide if you are ready to eliminate all negative beliefs right now. This is the moment. If you have been waiting for a sign, here it is. True healing comes from recognizing the divine spark within and overcoming earthly limitations through inner knowledge and awakening. We are spiritually reborn, experiencing a new state of being both in this life and beyond. This is the time to discard all limiting opinions. Recognize that you are extraordinary and valuable, a true child of God, and that the kingdom is yours. As the Bible states, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. Ask yourself, what more must occur in your life for you to awaken the Christ within? You might encounter situations that seem negative, but these are calls for your attention. The Christ within is urging you to awaken, and the divine inside you is calling for activation. An extraordinary life awaits. Choose to embrace it today, in this very moment. Remember that what seems difficult or impossible is never beyond the power of the Christ within you or your divine essence. Even if something appears improbable, it is never truly impossible. Possibility becomes reality when you awaken the divine power within your own consciousness. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below.